Welcome back, everybody, to the third segment today of Blue Collar Sports. We appreciate you guys tuning in. It is 2:46 in the afternoon down here in a cold and snowy. It was snowy this morning. Still snow on the ground, but definitely a cold and dry afternoon out there right now. Wherever you're tuning in from, we appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm your co-host, Seth Newville, joined here with co-host Trevor Brennan. It's been a great show so far. Talked about the Super Bowl, the game itself, and kind of had two different takes on that. And then, of course, the entertainment side of it, the prop bets, the halftime show, covered all that good stuff. And now we are going to move towards the impact of the game for both teams.
Absolutely. The Super Bowl, 53, Patriots beating the Rams, 13-3. Not the most fireworks in this game, of course, but still defensively, I thought it was fantastic. Seth didn't think so, but I thought it was a great game. And we talked about it last Thursday, the impact this game had on both the Patriots and the Rams. And now we're going to talk about what the impact is going to have now for both these teams, what their futures look like, and how these teams can move forward going on the next step now.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the big headliner is Gronk, Brady, Belichick. But something I want to talk about first, this is now going to be the second straight year that the Patriots are going to go into the season with a new defensive coordinator. Of course, losing Matt Patricia the year before to the Detroit Lions, now Brian Flores to the Miami Dolphins. And seeing how this impacts it. Patricia was there for quite a while. Mm-hmm. Flores, this was his first year, and he's already got a head coaching gig in Miami, so he's going to face against the Patriots twice next year, which will be very interesting to see what happens there. But more coaching turnover. Josh McDaniels looks like, again, he will stay put. He will be in New England. So at least the offensive side of the ball is somewhat similar. And, of course, they should return a majority of guys. I think what this game really showed is that they still could do it. I mean, they just won another one. I still think they believe that they're not done yet. I truly think that Tom Brady believes he can win one, maybe two more Super Bowls. And if him and Belichick both truly believe that, watch out, folks. I think there's nothing that could stop them.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it on Thursday. I thought this was possibly the greatest dynasty in sports, not only in football. Now having 6 rings between Tom and Bill Belichick is just incredible. I do think Tom Brady is going down as the best quarterback of all time, and I do think Bill Belichick should be considered the greatest football coach of all time. Yeah. He's definitely up there now, having 6 rings. So I felt like their dynasty just got cemented even more. And honestly, I don't know if they're even done yet. They could definitely go back there. They have just as good of odds as the Rams, I think. So I don't think the Patriots are done. And a couple years ago, after winning Super Bowl 51, we thought Tom could hang it up after going out on top. And that the dynasty was going to be over after last year. But no, they just come back to the third straight Super Bowl. They were able to win this one. And the Patriot way is still alive and well.
Yeah, still going strong. It's pretty remarkable when you look at it. And I do think Gronk will be done. Obviously, he's not worried about that right now. He is having the time of his life right now at the parade down in Boston. If you haven't seen videos of that, definitely check that out. Entertaining stuff there, as Gronk always likes to put on a good show. Mm-hmm. You think he's out-partied Bill Belichick?
Bill Belichick said he wanted to party pretty well after the Super Bowl, but Gronk said there's no way he's going to out-party me. He's not going to let that happen, and I don't think he's going to let that happen at all. Gronk's having a great time right now. He had a bottle of wine. He's having beer, so he's mixing it up. He's having a great time on the duck boats that they were showing going around Boston, and I think Bill's having a great time as well. But Gronk, I do think it's probably going to be time to hang him up. He laid it out for him in this Super Bowl. He had the huge catch that really cemented the win, set him up for the Sony Michel touchdown. But the whole game, he was able to block very well in 21 and 22 personnel, not getting the glory that he usually does. But his impact in this game, I think, is just as big as any other Super Bowl. And for me, he might go down as one of the best tight ends of all time. I think he's in that category for me.
I don't know if I can think of one that I'd put above him.
Tony Gonzalez was fantastic, I know, but Gronk, just his impact in the game, being a celebrity, it helps a lot in that category. But I think Gronk, if he does retire, he's a Hall of Famer. And who knows, maybe he'll come back because he knows how good it tastes to win, and he knows that Patriots can definitely get back to this game. But he could hang him up and go a different route in movies or WWE or whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer for sure. And I know we kind of talked about it, or not really on the show, but earlier with each other. And the debates kind of come up. I believe it was Tony Romo that talked about it. during the game about how he should be for sure Hall of Famer. That is Julian Edelman. And the case for making Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer, and it's an interesting debate. I truthfully think that we should just enjoy Edelman for what he is right now and not worry about that. I think we need to see another dominant regular season from him or another big playoff run like this for him to be a Hall of Famer. I don't necessarily see him as a Hall of Famer yet, but I think he definitely can get there, and I think we just need to enjoy him for who he is right now.
Yeah, I believe I saw it was Nate Burleson who said that Edelman should definitely be a Hall of Famer. And, it is kind of early to say stuff like that. Just enjoy the win, of course. But I kind of agree with him here. I would, if I had a vote in the Hall of Fame and Julian Edelman's on my ballot, I would vote for him. People kind of forget, though, he was suspended 4 games this year for PEDs, which it doesn't really bother me. It's okay. He's fine. I'm not into that kind of stuff. Edelman, though, I think he will be a Hall of Famer. This is why, Tom Brady's had incredible receivers throughout these years. Wes Welker, Randy Moss. He's had crazy targets, but I don't think he's ever trusted a target. He's had Gronk. He's never trusted somebody as much as Julian Edelman, and that shares a lot to me that Tom trusts this receiver who wasn't even a receiver in college. He was a quarterback for Kent State, playing against Sean McVay in college. I believe he was undrafted or went 7th round here.
7th round, yeah.
And he grinded his way to get to where he is at. That's why he was able to become an MVP in the Super Bowl. He's not even a receiver, but he outgrinded everybody, and now he's a Super Bowl MVP. I believe it's only the 7th time a receiver's won the Super Bowl MVP. I saw that stat the other day. I think he will be a Hall of Famer. I believe he's won 3 now, 2 or 3 Super Bowls. He had the incredible catch against the Falcons in that Super Bowl 51 where there's 2 or 3 other Falcons around him, but he dove and was able to catch it, not letting it hit the ground. His most memorable catch for sure. But just him grinding his path to get to the spot he is at right now, I think is a Hall of Fame attitude, and he will be a Hall of Fame along with Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think he very well could be. I mean, he does have 3 Super Bowl rings, so that's definitely going to help him. But I think that's a debate for another time. I think we just need to enjoy what he's done and what a remark. I mean, every time they need a big-time catch, they seem to go to Edelman, and he seems to deliver. So another special performance for him. Hats off to him. Now let's look at the Rams side of it and what this game means for the Rams. I think they have a very interesting offseason ahead of us, and I'll let you talk about that first.
Yeah, I saw something the other day, or it was today actually, a video about the Rams. They were super quiet going home after this game, of course. Who wouldn't be? Nobody was talking on the plane ride home to L.A. I believe it was a 5-6 hour flight from Atlanta. But the players, when they were flying into L.A., they saw their new stadium, they saw it being built, and they knew that there's a lot of hope going forward for this team and the city of Los Angeles. In 2 years, they're about to have the nicest football stadium of all time. It's going to be an incredible place. And this team is so young. Sean McVay, 33 years old. Jared Goff is only 23 or 24, however old he is. He's a baby. They are so young. They got a long ways to go. This is the only Sean McVay's second year being in the Super Bowl. I know they had a down performance, but it was a 1-score game against the Patriots in the 4th quarter. They were tied for a little bit. They had a chance. They had their opportunities to beat the best dynasty of all time in sports. That should not be overlooked. I know they were outplayed in this game for sure, but they had their opportunities. They were super close in this game. But there's a lot of hope moving forward for the Rams. They should not have their heads down. I saw the video of Andrew Whitworth. He is still excited and happy that he had the opportunity to play in the Super Bowl. He is having his head high. He's very excited about the future of the Rams. If he's even going to continue or retire with the Rams right now, we don't know. But the Rams, I think, they're in a good place. They're going to get back to this game one day. We'll see. But I think they have a lot of good opportunities moving forward. They got a lot of key free agent situations to figure out in the offseason. But I think they'll make the right moves, and the Rams will be just fine. They got a new stadium, new home coming in a couple of years, and it was only the 2nd year, and they only barely lost to the greatest dynasty in sports.
I think the biggest thing for me now watching my phone, we talked about on Thursday's show about what this game means for Jared Goff. And I want to bring this back up because Goff struggled in this game. And I think what I've started to kind of think about is Goff is as good as McVay makes him be. Again, we talked about the game plan McVay drew up, and it wasn't a good one. It was readable. It's what they've been doing all year, and Goff didn't show up. Beginning of the year when people weren't expecting it, and when McVay was this huge deal, Goff was putting up great numbers and showing up. And it kind of I talked about on Thursday with it part when we did our segment on what this game means for both teams. With a win in this one, I think it proved that Goff is their guy moving forward. But now I'm starting to go back to the side where, well, maybe any quarterback could do this in McVay's system.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if when the reason they were able to go out and sign Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, Dominican Sue, extend Aaron Donald, and give Gurley a deal and sign Brandon Cooks. The reason they were able to do that is because Goff is still on his rookie deal. The guy's not getting paid very much. So now when he becomes a free agent, are you going to take away players like that, take away big-name guys like that to give Goff the money, or are you going to try to go get another young, cheap quarterback who you think can get you to the Super Bowl and at that point give you a chance to win? What would you do?
Yeah, it's a tough situation. I think next year is Jared Goff's year to show out. A lot on his shoulders next year. How is he going to perform? How can he take this Super Bowl to become an even better quarterback, or is he going to let it hurt him and really have a down year next year? It's going to be tough for him because Zach Taylor, the quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator for the Rams, is moving on to be the head coach for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's not going to have his right-hand man now. Jared Goff won't. Now he's going to have to trust Sean McVay, trust whoever's the new OC for them, and really just move on from the Super Bowl, put it behind him. I think he gained a lot of experience in this game, and if he's able to learn from it and move on, become a better quarterback, I think he can have a stellar year again this year. And if he does that, I think Sean McVay knows this is his man. They already have a great connection, so why mess it up? I think they could build a lot of trust next year if he's able to have a huge year. But if he lets this game hurt him, which I don't know where his mind is right now, but if he lets it kind of play down to him, I think this Rams team is going to struggle next year. No Zach Taylor, like I said. It's not going to be the same team. They're going to lose a lot of defensive key players. So I could see the Rams either having another stellar year or possibly taking a step back, unfortunately. And who knows after that if Jared Goff will be their guy.
Yeah, it's definitely something interesting to watch. Before we head off to break, as we approach 3 o'clock here, USA released their way too early next year's Super Bowl odds heading into the season. I know the season just ended, but Chiefs are actually the favorite with 6-1 odds. Rams, Saints, Patriots all tied for second, 8-1 odds. Chargers, Bears, Steelers tied after that with 14-1. Vikings, Packers, Cowboys then tied at 16-1 to round out the top 10. What are your thoughts on that? And I know it's super early, but what is your way too early prediction?
Yeah, my thought right there is that the Patriots are being put down way too low again. I don't know why people are doing this to the Patriots. They just won it without one of their better teams.
And Brady talked about that underdog mentality.
Yeah.
So this year they were underdogs.
I don't know what Vegas is doing. They're making people bet on the Patriots to climb back up there to get the number 1 spot. But I think the Chiefs are going to be fantastic. If they could upgrade their defense, I think they're going to have a really great team.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see what they could do in the offseason. I'm not giving any Super Bowl predictions here, but I do have one team I want to keep your eyes and ears out for. That's the Indianapolis Colts. They were big winners of my NFL awards.
I believe they were at 20-1 odds on the list I saw.
Huge winners this season. Very overperformed this year. They have a lot of cap space. They're going to bring in a lot of key players, and they're going to have a great year next year. Keep your eye on the Colts.
Still a lot to be determined. We are going to, of course, preview next year, next NFL season throughout the year on this show, as fortunately the NFL season is over. Pretty remarkable how fast it feels like we were just talking about Week 1 Big Money Report. But that is the Super Bowl wrap-up today. All in all, for me, underperformed. But again, congratulations to the New England Patriots on winning Super Bowl 53 and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's 6th Super Bowl ring together.
Congrats to Tom, Bill, and the Patriot dynasty. 6 Super Bowls, and defensive football is still here. So They did not take that away. Patriots, hats off to them. Rams, great season as well. So sad that the season's over. Can't wait for next year.
Can't wait. We'll put more on that. But as of right now, hour number 1 is wrapped up. Stay tuned, though. We got another hour with you guys right here in studio.
We'll be back.